Okay, look who's on the show. Another mighty WOC. I had to get her on. I told you guys, all you girl dads out there, I had to get these ladies on the mic, girl. How's it going? How you doing? What city are you in?
I'm in Shelby, North Carolina, but Gardner Webb is located in Bowling Springs, North Carolina.
Is that a little commute for you?
No, it's about 12 minutes.
Okay. Well, good stuff.
Not too bad.
Well, I know you're busy, and I wanted to get on with you and talk some basketball and see what's been going on with you. So, take me back to the beginning. What sparked this passion for coaching, and how did you identify as a woman of color shape that path?
Yeah, so funny. I actually never really wanted to be a coach. I played, of course, at Penn State. And while we were at Penn State, we didn't have the summer access that they have now. So my coach, Rennie Portland, she used to make us go work camps. So I worked at UVA, I worked at Georgetown, just worked a few camps around. And then an opening after I graduated, I actually was a business major. So I went to the bank. I was going to sit behind a desk and tell somebody what to do. It just wasn't going to be a basketball office desk.
Yeah.
A position came open at Georgetown, and I guess Pat Knapp thought I wanted to be a coach, which I didn't. So I was like, nah, I'm not interested. So then he called Big Brother Boo, and Big Brother Boo was like, yeah, she'll be interested.
That's so Boo Williams, right?
Boo Williams, yes.
Yeah, so you don't have to be. He's the only one to live by one name, Boo.
That's right. Boo. Nobody knows his real name. So
yes, Boo.
Yeah. So him and my mom decided I was going to coach, and here I am 32 years later.
Well, you go back with Boo then, huh?
Go way back with Boo. Yeah.
Well, he's been my indirect mentor. He's the real godfather of girls basketball is Boo.
Yes, for sure. And I tell all the girls out there they should thank me, because had it not been for him having a younger sister, I'm not sure girls would have been created on his side. It just would have been boys.
Yeah, so I every time I see him, in fact, he said he's gonna come on the show. So hopefully I'll be able to get. Hopefully I can get him on.
Get him on.
And some of them Boo Williams girls can get over to Gardner Webb. I know you should have an inline. He's got some good players over there.
He does. Yeah, Big Brother makes me work though. So.
Yeah. So what kind of support system helped you stay grounded and driven through the highs and lows of this journey?
Yeah, it was definitely my mentors along the way. Like I said, when I was at Penn State, my mentor, my coach, who became my mentor also, Rennie Portland. And of course, once I became a coach, I had to call and apologize. Like, I'm sorry, did we act like this? Because if we did, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for all of us. But so many things she taught me as a player that I didn't pay attention to until I became a coach. I really thought that she was just nagging, like, oh my God, why is that important? But once you become a coach, you realize, oh God, that was important. And then when I got my first assistant coaching job at Georgetown, John Thompson was the men's coach at that point. And so he kind of just took me under his wings, and just from him, just learning the game of basketball, learning who you wanted to be as a coach, and always keeping yourself grounded for who you are as well.
Yeah. Well, I know I got it. As I did my homework on you, you've been putting in some work. You've been putting in work. Some people don't put it in. You've been putting it in Georgetown, Auburn. Penn State. You've been putting in work, man. You did. So how did that move to Garner come up?
Well, so I had been an assistant for 12 years. Then I got the opportunity to be the head coach at Georgetown, to go back. And that's why people say don't burn bridges, because I was there as an assistant for 4 years. And then I was given the opportunity to come back to be the head coach, which was amazing. Absolutely loved it. We did a great job there. Went to the Sweet 16. Loved it. And I remember. There, right there. So it was great. And then I got the opportunity again to be the head coach at Auburn, which a lot of people don't know, which I always love to tell my players. I was the first African-American head coach at Georgetown and the first African-American head coach at Auburn. Man, and so, it's great to lead the way and let them know that there is a seat at the table. You just have to keep working and go get it.
Yes. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And I'm so when I asked you and I pushed up on you at the tournament, I was excited because I seen you ball in terms of and Penn, and then I I saw you coaching, then I saw you at Auburn. My daughter used to play for New Mexico, and you used to bring them over to Albuquerque.
Yes. Yeah.
And I saw you coaching then, and I just knew, I had to, get in here and understand what's going on and give these girl dads some insight, and players and these coaches. A lot of these African American and women of coaches, women of color are standing on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You've been putting in work, and they need to know that. So
they were actually pushing for me. So, when I got let go at Auburn, it was tough. I had been there for 9 years, and you put so much into this. This is our life. This is our livelihood.
Yeah.
We make so many sacrifices. So when I got let go there, that was tough. But so many of the women of color, Michelle, that's the head coach at, Mercer right now, Coach Ty Evans, who was my longtime assistant. Like, it was so many people that I had to lean on because it was hard. It goes through so many emotions.
Yeah.
And I took a year off because my son was going into his senior year. So I didn't want to move him his senior year. And then I went to go be the assistant and then associate head coach at Penn State. But along that way there, like, it's tough. And a lot of people have to understand when us as African American, both females and males, when we get let go, we don't have that same opportunity. We just
preach.
Wait, 4 years to get an opportunity? I got so many no's. I'm glad I wasn't dating, because all those no's, I probably would have been, depressed. Getting so many no's. And I'm like, what am I like? I'm a great coach. Like, I just had to keep telling myself that I was a good coach and that my opportunity, would come. And I just had Jeremiah 29 on my computer, for I know the plans I have for you.
Yeah.
Declares the Lord, because I was like, what is going on? I didn't understand why I couldn't get a head coaching job. And no knock to any other people, but a lot of our white components, they were getting jobs right after being fired also.
Not even proving what they can do.
No.
And not even having the resume that you have. I think that's the climate of this world that we're living in, not just basketball wise, corporate wise, every area that happens. But that was another reason why I wanted to get you on the mic and talk about that, because I think there's some counterparts that don't look like you and I that are getting jobs left and right, or they could get fired from a job and get another job. Don't even have to take a lateral move. In some cases, get a better job.
Yeah. When we were at the Final Four and the women of color, it was great. And I felt the love from them was just incredible. And so many people were excited and happy for me to finally get the opportunity again to be a head coach. And it just speaks volume to, just keep holding on. We might not get that opportunity right away, but keep doing our part, keep fighting, and God's going to lead the way to where, he wants us to be. So he led me to Gardner Webb.
Well, we don't have to, we get our source from somewhere else. We know where our source is and our peace and happiness, where that comes from. And if you know that, you knew that he was going to put you in the right space. Maybe not when you wanted it and when we wanted it, because I've been through it, but he did it, and it's not over.
No. And I had great people calling on my behalf. Don Staley, was making calls for me. Coach Andy Landers was making calls for me. It was like, but I just appreciated so many people along the way that was in this fight with me, know, and the same ones that were just as happy once I was given this opportunity.
Well, I saw the way your teams play, and they play hard for you. They love your style, the up tempo. I can remember you had this little guard little point guard that was like a pit bull. Can't think of her name.
When I was at Auburn? Janiah McKay.
Janiah
McKay from Florida.
Yes. Oh my God. She was a pit bull, and y'all played hard. You had a couple girls on there that just played. They played hard for you. And I believe that, your next opportunity is coming. I know it's coming.
Those are players that I love. Like, I just absolutely love, the players that play hard, because our style of play is a little different. A lot of people say they press, but they only press when they're down or from the free throw. We're gonna press you as soon as you walk off that bus. We might even press you at the jump ball. Okay, if it's 40 minutes in a game, we're gonna try to get about 35 minutes of a press going on.
Well, that's good stuff. Well, tell me what kind of legacy you hope to leave at Gardner Webb. I don't think this is over for you. I don't. What kind of legacy? Not just wins, but impact.
Yeah. I think really the biggest legacy is just to, to keep fighting, and keep fighting. And when you do get that opportunity, be grateful and appreciative of it. We make mistakes. I've made mistakes along the way, but we just can't keep, living on those mistakes and beating up ourselves on the mistakes that we made. We have to keep moving forward and not looking in the rearview mirror. And that's just the legacy. I want our young ladies to be grateful, be happy, be appreciative, enjoy the moment. I told them when I first got to Gardner Webb in our first practice, I said, if you don't walk in this gym with a smile, just turn right back around. Why are we not happy? So many things happen in life, and I had to learn this myself. I know so many things that I've done, also in my life, and be like, why were you not grateful? Like, why are you worrying about this or worrying about that? Just live in the moment and appreciate the moment, but put a smile on your face, because life is just too short. I lost a brother, I lost a sister within a span of 3 years. Life is too short. Let's enjoy life.
Enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you touching bases on that part right there. And I'm going to skip off script for a second by you saying that. I want to make sure all you girl dads out there get your PSA check. I'm on a platform where I'm now where I'm telling you guys, go get your PSA check for your prostate cancers. Yes. And feel free to call me, DM me, talk to me about it, because I know we men don't want to open up. It's not an embarrassing thing. DM me. That's a PSA to all the girl dads out there. All right. I got that in.
Yeah, there you go. And to all the females, let's go get our breast exam.
Yes. My daughter comes on the show. She's got to handle that side.
Yes. Get it all done. I'm actually I got young assistants right now. I just told them, go get your physicals. You think just because you're young, you don't have to go get a physical. Go get a physical.
Yeah. Go get that. That's it. You're going to have to go get that. Yeah. So the conference, are you familiar with that? The Big South, right?
Yes, the Big South.
What time? What kind of teams? Who are you familiar with, and how you plan on going at them?
Yeah, so High Point is like our money one in the conference. They have the most. The last couple of years have been the ones to win the most. Radford's very good. My former assistant that was with me at Auburn, she's the head coach at Charleston Southern. So it's a conference that mid-major conference that you gotta work. You gotta work to win some games. It's a small conference with just 8 teams, but it's a great conference.
Yeah. Well, hey, all my Texas people, here she is right here. So I'm putting you guys out there. That's a great school to go to. All my Texas girl dads, don't forget about it. If you need to get back east or North Carolina, I got a spot for you.
Yeah, we're a Christian faith-based campus, and
that's even better.
Even better. Come get all that you want. We don't push it on people, but you can get as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
And live your faith. Live your faith and live it freely. We can say a prayer and not have to worry about, was I not supposed to say that? What did I say that? Like it's free, and we can do that here at Gardner Webb.
Well, that's a good space, and maybe that's why the big fella wanted you there.
That's right.
Wanted you at the right spot. One door closes and another one opens up.
Always.
So, are you familiar with Ron over at Team? I know you know everybody back there over at Team Takeover.
Yes, I know Ron. Yes. Okay. Yes, know all of those.
Yeah, those are the people that need to be sending you some of them girls.
Now, you know what? I will say this. When I got the head coaching job at Gardner Webb, so many people reached out. So many of my, from back in my days at Georgetown, to the Auburn, but I did my part in staying in touch. Like you just continue to talk to all of the AAU coaches that helped me along the way. Central Florida Elite, all of the coaches. You speaking of Janiah McKay, the coach at Central Florida Elite, like he was the one who helped us get Janiah, because Janiah wasn't highly recruited. Kim at Essence, like so many of our coaches, and
diamonds in the rough.
Yes.
And when you when you're at the airport, look on that. I interviewed Kim, and she was on the show, and we were talking. I
love Kim. So, her and Boo are the OGs of
yeah. I had Kim on, and we were talking, and it was a great interview. So.
Nice.
I'm connected with her, and I watched her in Chicago. They got but Central Florida had a guard that I like too. They had that little guard. She is pretty saucy.
Yes.
And they had some players, and Kim's got a big over there.
Yeah, Arnie's
and
been
she's got
great.
some good guards.
Yeah, Arnie out of Charlotte. I recruited some kids when I was at Auburn. Like so many of the AAU coaches have just been great. Like but again, it's building the relationships.
Yeah, that's what this stuff is all about. It's
Absolutely.
about building relationships and connections. It's not about, unfortunately, it is at the point where it's all about transaction now and money, NIL and collective and stuff like that. It is, and I think it's taken away from the purity of the game and not allowing kids to go where they need to really be at. But that's just the landscape that we in. And I did want to touch bases with you on how you feel about that, because you're OG. This NLI, when you coming up, you get a scholarship and cost of living. It costs of living. Now it's a different direction how you got to come at these players. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, we were happy if we got that $10 after a game. We thought we were rich.
Remember that.
It's the times that we're living in. Like you still want these players to just be appreciative of the opportunity. Because I have two kids, and I pay for two kids. One kid already graduated from college. My daughter Maya graduated from Georgetown. I pay for that. I have my son who's going into his senior year at ODU. I'm paying for that. So be appreciative of this scholarship, because it's not just given to you. Like, it's just not something that we just throwing out there and just here, take this. You've worked for it, but be appreciative of it as well.
You hear that, girl dads? Even you top guys, even you high end people, if you have the way you look at things will probably help you better in the long run. So even you top ends, but
if you had to pay for that tuition, you'd be a little bit more appreciative.
Yeah, and you wouldn't lift your nose up to certain schools, but because that tuition, I can't afford to take you there. So that's it. So as a mom, what have you learned emotionally as far as basketball and coaching and developing young girls?
I definitely learned to be patient. To be patient. And then I had to learn how to listen to them, because we grew up where you don't talk. Just do as I say. Okay?
Yeah.
And you'll ask no questions. That is not the generation that we live in. Monica McNutt, who's big time. She's big time on ESPN. She played me at Georgetown, 4-time starter at Georgetown. Monty came into my office one time and said, "I want a divorce." I'm like, "Girl, what are you talking about?" "Well, I want a divorce. You just will not listen to me. You won't listen to what we're having to say." And I'm thinking the whole time, I'm sorry, am I supposed to? Like, I didn't know I was supposed to listen to you. But she actually helped me to understand that they want a voice. They want you to hear them. You don't always have to agree. And that's what I told them. We can agree to disagree, but I hear what you're saying. And sometimes we can come halfway in between. But girls have to have a voice. They have to think that you are hearing what they're saying.
Yes.
And my daughter's the most dramatic person in America. Okay. So understand that, it may be very, very important to them, and you might not think it's important, but because they think it's important, you need to think it's important as well. And then sometimes you bring them down a level and just talk them through the whole situation. And that's part of being patient.
Yeah. Patience is a virtue, huh? And as we get older, we get it. So I'm just, like I said, I'm happy. And when I saw you, I knew your history. And I firmly believe that there's so much, the best is yet to come.
Absolutely.
For you. And I'm looking forward to following you guys. And I want to be able to, help some of you girl dads out there. Like I said, if you're in North Carolina and you need that right fit, we're going to try to push you to this school if you're a Christian-based school. And there's a lot of kids here, that, especially on the high school level. I know the transfer portal thing is pretty crazy, but high school is having it hard right now. And we need to, as girl dads, y'all need to learn how to do your homework and check some schools out. It might be a good fit for you if your kid could go that far. So that was just another
change of it. And that's the thing. I love high school players. Like I still want to recruit high school players. I think you can build your team. You can build your foundation. When I was at Georgetown, after 4 years in, I signed 7 freshmen. And all 7 freshmen stayed, all 7 graduated. They all went to the NCAA tournament 3 times. We went to the Sweet 16. Like, it just says something when you can bring in those freshmen and let them grow together. They learn together. They go through the storms together. Like, it's a great college experience.
Yeah. And I think that's what the portal has taken away.
Yes.
Because these kids, and I understand the power of it as giving the players their power. If you're in a bad situation, I get it. You got to go. But just because something's coach is coaching you up hard and you all of a sudden want to bail out, that kind of thing I don't don't like on the portal scene. But from a standpoint of roster reconstruction, that is really what it's all about now. It's like everybody, you got to re-recruit your own players every year. So rosters being rebuilt, ain't going to be the same as it was last year in most places.
No. Just like when I took the job here. When I took the job here, 6 returned, but I had to sign. I signed 7, and I did a mixture of some out the portal and some freshmen.
Okay, that's good stuff. Well, I know you're going to do big things there. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
And if there's anything I want to, and I know we'll talk hoop all night, but we got to land this plane. I know you're busy and got to do some things, but if there's one thing I want you to tell me this too, just one nugget. What type of parent, even from your experiences at Georgetown and at Auburn, what type of parent or type of dad is made an impact on you in terms of, hey, these are good people. These are the type of people I'm looking for.
Yeah. No, and you get through that in the recruiting process. Like, I believe in still going back and doing the home visits, sitting down with the parents. I like the parents, the dad, the mom, where I can call and we can talk about the kid, not playing time, not how many shots they're getting, but let's just talk about your daughter. How can we help your daughter be a better person? How can we help them strive academically? There's so many other important things besides, how many shots can they get? How many points did they score? How many minutes can they play? All of that is going to come, because if they're not in a good space mentally, none of that is going to matter. So let's get them in a good place mentally, and then let's be on the same page. What I'm saying, you need to be saying, because when you give them conflicting, thoughts and ideas, and their head starts going all over the place, and now they don't know who to listen to.
Right. And as a dad, I coached my daughter and I was in college. I never said anything negative about the coach, because I think that it gives them a crutch.
Yes.
That gives them a crutch to lean on. If every time they come on, she ain't doing this, like, she ain't doing that. No, what are you doing? I mean, my daughter transferred from New Mexico with Bradbury, and not once. I when she got to telling me that, and then I wouldn't say, let me see what you're doing. Are you in the gym? Are you putting in work? What are you doing first? If he's not physically abusing you or mentally abusing you, what are you doing? And let's look at that. And if you're taking care of what you do, then I'll step in. But if I see that you're not, hey, I wasn't that dad.
No. Good. I'm glad you wasn't that.
And hopefully I could train some of my girl dads, even on the high level, that should be the process of it. So let's
communication, strict communication. And at the end of the day, what's best for the kid.
Well, I want to let you know that if you need me for anything here in Texas, I'm here for you. My database is open to you, players, directors out here. If you see a kid you like, don't hesitate to call me and sell me, and then see if I can connect you guys together. So that's what I do. And I appreciate you coming on the show.
No, thank you. I appreciate the invite. I love getting on here and just chatting away.
Yeah. You got a lot of knowledge. And you got a lot of knowledge. So I appreciate you. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
All righty.
Have a good one.